believe I'm actually saying.
I don't I don't think see how it boils down to is a I don't think that's how that goes.
But what did I say?
Nothing. Now we're here on Duel at Dawn.
Okay, all right. Let's get some lootouts going. Once again, we've got Hades, Artemis with Gat Mortar on on the other side of the Admiral. Or sorry, that was the Dancing Feather. The Admiral Quackbar, of course. Same loadout. Hades, Artemis front. Ooh, they actually have Carronade Banshee side, so a little bit of a change there by the Admiral Quackbar. Probably for that squid defense.
And on the blue team, the Mad Hatters, we have the Glowworm with the Lumberjack, Hades, Banshee, Flare piloted by Matasamo, his co-pilot on the Violent Day, the Squid, Carronade, Banshee, Mine Launcher, piloted by Fourth Oracle. No Zuka
And
today.
speaking of violent days, the worm is getting all sorts of violence thrown at him. That lumberjack went down almost immediately, and many of these
Squid's
shots
booking it.
come raining on afterwards.
He's got a one-way ticket to pain.
Yep. Now let's see. So it's the Admiral Quackbar that's got that other side, right? I believe it's got the Carronade. Yeah, it's got the Carronade Banshee side. So Violent Day trying to come here and just run disruption, more or less.
I think he may be looking to get a refund on that ticket, but it does say no cash value. I'm sorry, sir.
And as it's getting absolutely brutalized here by the Quackbar and the Dancing Feather, Quackbar continuing to sit on top of him. Maybe it would have gone a little bit better for him if he continued to approach the Dancing Feather instead of turn to hit the Quackbar, which landed him straight in the arc of the Dancing Feather, and that is a quick kill there on that squid.
I think if you're going to be flying squid against the Mandarins Junkers, you cannot stop moving at any point. You need to run in, take out their balloons, and then immediately start strafing them with the Banshee to stay out of their gun arcs. Because if you stop moving for just a moment, they will obliterate you. In that that lightly armored squid.
Yep, absolutely. Now going back into the radar, the targeting circles of those Mandarin ships manages to look down here just enough, but no, those shots come continuing raining on in. That Spire's not long for this world. Maybe just able to survive. Nope, there it goes down. Now the Violent Day moving on forth, trying to catch the Dancing Feather once again, doing a little bit of that squid ramming, trying to lay down some tar.
Some tar of zone.
Of course, that tar on this map not going to be as effective as that wind is just going to blow it right by, and now the Quackbar is caught up and is going to start firing down at the Violent Day, and the Violent Day is going to get stuck along the edge of the map here. No way to escape, getting blown back by that wind, and Quackbar actually hitting the ribs here, but Violent Day in a bad place. Well,
yeah,
I can honestly say that so far this has not worked.
Quackbar's Carronade Banshee side just knocking out the balloon so quickly and stemming any possibility for the squid to escape, especially when you go around like this edge here. You can kind of see my camera getting stuck on it. So if you get your balloon knocked out, there's no way to escape here in this little corner.
Yeah, I mean, it's the very edge of the map. As soon as you're there, that's when your ship starts shaking and that wind noise starts going off. That's the map trying to push you back onto itself. Regardless, in the meantime, Violent Day and Glowworm had respawned, and the Glowworm out in the open, completely exposed to both of these Junkers. Not sure if they're going to be able to get many shots on him. The Admiral Quackbar has lost his balloon, so that's at least a good thing there for the Glowworms.
Alright, we've got Squid Charge number 3.
And this may work out slightly better here, as that is the most... that was the worst tar.
It's going to blow back onto him here.
Yep, and once again, that wind, you can see it blowing the Violent Day right back on the map, and gonna get stuck on the edge. They keep on trying to go around this edge, and it's just not gonna work. You can see that keeps on blowing them back onto the map. And you know, I see what they were trying to do. They were trying to run in there, circle around, get out real quick. But that's twice now the Dante has tried that, and twice that the wind has pushed them right back onto the field, eliminating any sort of escape possibility.
And I mean, even if they do that, they're just not going to, unless they also have the fire from their ally, the glowworm. There's not going to accomplish anything. Even, you know, they get a couple good shots on the balloon of the Junker, maybe some Banshee. They're not going to kill one of these Mandarin ships with that squid. So, like, there's no point even charging in while the glowworm's disabled or otherwise out of commission.
Speaking of the glowworm disabled, huge fire coming down onto it from the two Mandarin ships, and it will get taken out extremely quickly, that Spire being such a squishy ship, and that is a 5-0 victory once more for the Mandarins. So far, quite, that was about as one-sided of a match as we could possibly have.
I hope the Hatters have another build prepared. Because that certainly didn't work out for them this game.
Now, I will say, if the Mandarins are just shooting out repeatedly, it's going to be very hard. And of course, with the Mandarins having those Artemis, it's going to be a little bit of a chore. That's, you know, it's a very, very exposed gun on a goldfish. It's when you hit it, you hit basically nothing but that. And I think one Artemis shot will take it out, right?
I don't. No, I don't think one Artemis shot will take it out. I believe you need at least two. Although the AoE from hitting other components will contribute to that.
Hit it, yeah, absolutely. All right, let's take a quick look at what we've got on the Dancing Feather. We've got Gat Mortar one side. We've got Artemis with Artemis Hades on the other side. And that is, of course, Frogger's ship sticking with the formula. That's one of them. 3 5-0s in a row. And Sammy BT going with the Artemis Hades side, Artemis front, and Gat Mortar back to the Gat Mortar this time around. So it looks like that Carronade Banshee was just an anti-squid build.
And on the blue team, the Mad Hatters, we have the Gravitation piloted by Matasamo, Gat Mortar Pyramidian left side, dual Mercury field gun. His ally, the Ink, piloted by 4th Oracle, Heavy Carronade Goldfish, both sides Flamer. This is both these pretty standard builds. We'll have to see how they decide to approach getting that Carronade. Yeah, as you said, getting that Carronade into close range, still intact, is going to be a deciding factor in this game. So we'll see if they're able to do it. We've got some buffs going down on that Heavy Carronade. I don't know about that.
What do you? Yeah, I'm not sure about that either. What do you think about the double Merc on the Gravitation? I almost feel like double Artemis would have been much better on that side.
I don't know. I think either one is fine, especially now with the Artemis turning speed being reduced a bit. It's not as powerful of a side weapon on the Pyramidian. But what is the Ink doing
here? Charging on 4th, Heavy Carronade knocked out almost immediately, but still charging. Maybe trying to get within that Hades arming time, but just getting absolutely wrecked here by these two ships. And gonna bounce into a building. Carronade finally up, but Arc totally thrown off as the Ink slams to the side. However, Gravitation has come up on the Dancing Feather. Ink taken out by the Admiral Quackbar, but can the Gravitation actually tie this up? Ooh, nice tar there, but the Dancing
Where's the
Feather
mortar?
taking a fair amount of damage. Mortar, few shots hit there. Ooh, Dancing Feather actually bouncing off his own teammate for a little bit of a ramp effect that actually gets it out of the arc of the Gravitation. The Gravitation gonna get caught between these two ships, and that was almost a nice trade there for the Mad Hatters, but just not quite, as a Dancing Feather manages to escape out of there with actually a really nice tar that time.
Ink already spotted here, but he should be able to get away. Goldfish much faster than these Junkers, although you need to descend, my friend. Make sure you stay out of those Artemis gun arcs.
Yep. They should probably get spotted, but they are in a defensible enough position to where those shots will be hard pressed to actually hit. And just a quick update, it looks like Sacrilege did win 2-0 over Cake. So Sacrilege will move into the finals to face the winner against this match between the Mandarins and the Mad Hatters.
Oh.
Mandarins up 1-0 already.
Gravitation taking a big bump as he's trying to evade these long-range shots.
And yeah, welcome to Periton, where if you don't get hit by terrain, you're probably not moving your ship. And then even then, it's probably you're moving your ship because there's wind. Anyway, Ink slamming down into terrain, just bouncing around, taking vicious amounts of damage. Well, actually, not a lot of damage, but vicious bumps at least. And they're just they're trying to gather themselves right now. They're not even thinking about getting fire off at those two junkers.
It's like going whitewater rafting, just having your little inner tube flip over.
Absolutely, as it slammed off several buildings, and it looks like they finally get their bearings set. And we'll see if the gravitation makes any sort of approach. Now, what do you think if the gravitation were to actually lead and the ink was to come in later? Do you think that would go better?
I mean, part of it.
Right now,
I think part of the strategy.
Carronade going down immediately again.
Yeah, at the same time, part of the strategy relies pretty heavily on the goldfish actually knocking one of those red ships to a lower altitude immediately. Oh god, are they going to... Are they... No, okay. I thought they were going ram there for a second. But part of the strategy relies on being able to knock one of those red ships to a lower altitude, separating him from his ally. So, and for that reason, it's pretty important that the goldfish goes in first. But yeah,
yep.
I'm almost thinking maybe if that heavy carronade goes down, they should just leave it down.
Destroyed once again.
Leave it down until it's actually in range, and then rebuild it for the immediate 2 shots before the red team can take it down again.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Ink circling on around does get in close range, but all that's going to do is make the Dancing Feather turn its brawl side, and the Ink goes completely bust. But in the meantime, the
good kill from the Hatters.
The drag bar, and they can actually take down the Dancing Feather because the Dancing Feather is at half health. So if the gravitation can take this down here, this will be a big,
we're gonna have
boost to the Mad Hatters.
We're gonna have to see some good flying from Frogger here, and we're.
Oh, here comes the Gat Fire coming back on.
Oh, look at that spawn!
It spawns right below the Dancing Feather. Admiral Quackbar also.
Occam, why?
Oh, gravitation actually gets taken down. I think their arcs were just too low, and the Dancing Feather is gonna get on out of here, laughing its way to the bank, getting that kill on gravitation extremely quickly, and Ink just not able to get on helm quick enough. And now they're gonna try to come forth, but this is gonna walk right into the Admiral Quackbar's line of fire. And even though the Ink is trying to poke around here with its nose, it's gonna have a tough time staying around. And the Ink is taking huge amounts of damage here as the Quackbar is knocked out. Its
gravitation
armor
is coming back in. He's gonna have to do something very quickly.
This is the final kill that Mandarins need. Ink falling down into crashing against these buildings and crashing against the ground. That's just so much damage coming on in. However, they're managing to barely stay alive.
Ooh, good rebuilds.
Can they rebuild in time? Nope, they are. I think they more or less got stuck in the ground there. And I'm sorry, Chad, the guy who asked for us to explain the guns for him. We will try to do so next time around, but that was just full round of packed action there as the Ink finally got taken out for that last kill, and the Mandarins move on with once again a very convincing victory. Finally did lose a ship, but you know what? The fact that the Dancing Feather got out of there with the